Hello! Welcome to episode 4 of Seabass Survives. I promised earlier on that we would get a horse, and I failed. I'm on a pig. No, just kidding. Actually, I did find a horse, so let's go see if we can find him. We will say goodbye to our pig for now, and I actually found a pretty good horse, and I think that's him right over there. Let's run over and see if it is. It is. Quixote. We're going to need a horse today because we are going to do some traveling. I looked around a little bit off camera between episodes, and I think I found a spot where we're going to want to move. This was just temporary, and it's been a good little starter base, but it's time to expand. And, I want to start working on that witch farm, get some villager stuff going on, maybe build an iron farm, and I don't necessarily want to do that right here. I want to do that where we're going to settle in a little bit permanently. So I'm going to put some stuff together, and then I think we will take a ride and see what our opportunities are, okay? Let's see how this guy jumps. All right, we'll be back. So before we head off on our adventure, I thought I would go catch that pig, just in case things don't work out with Quixote. So I got a name tag. We're going to call him Dante. I got a couple leads and a post. So let's see if we can find that pig. If nothing else, he could be food in a pinch. We left him somewhere in this area. Hey, buddy, I'm not interested in fight right now. There we go. All right. Oh, oh, there he is right there. All right, let's grab him. Don't run away. Name him. Put a lead on him. Here, piggy, piggy. Here, piggy, piggy. And let's get him tied off. We'll need some companions at our new place. A pig's not bad. Doesn't talk back. Doesn't eat too much. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to get ready and we will head off. Look what I caught. Our first zombie. And I accidentally dropped a potion down there too. So anyway, I was getting stuff ready at turn night. I was actually getting some potions ready, and I thought I'd come out and just see if I could find some villager zombies, and I found this guy and I was able to trap him. So I'm going to leave him there right now. I think he'll be safe. He's got something in his hand, so he's not going to despawn, and he's covered from the sun, so he's not going to burn. So I'll leave him there, and we'll go exploring, and then I'll convert him to a villager later on when I can make him safe. Okay, everybody, so this is it. This is where we are going to set up shop. And to give you a little perspective, it's not really that far from where we spawned. There's the witch farm is right over there, and where we spawned and where we have our hidey hole is kind of right there, just out of render distance. So maybe, I don't know, 15, 16 chunks away, something like that. But anyway, I really like the landscape here. I like the dark forest biome in general, and then this area in particular just struck me. You've got this kind of vertical cliff area. This is kind of a tall outcropping, and then you've got these bodies of water. So you got a peninsula. This is almost an island right here. It's a big peninsula, and then you've got an island, and you've got really kind of three biomes in here. You've got the forest, you've got swampland right here, and then you've got plains here, and over there there's a small section of plains, and you can't see it, but there's also a pretty big ravine that runs right in that direction, which we might be able to have some fun with. So I like the area. The plan is to utilize the witch farm. I want to get started on a couple iron farms pretty quickly, just because we're going to need the resources for some other projects down the road. So I think what I'm going to do is get started on a villager breeder. I've got one zombie villager to convert, and we'll get another one out of that zombie farm that we built. So I'm thinking that I might set up something maybe like right down here for a villager breeder, and that'll keep it far enough away from where I plan on building the iron farms so that the villages don't conflict. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so I'm back. I've started our villager breeding farm. And if you guys haven't seen these before, the way it basically works is you create a crop, drop in a farmer villager and one other villager into the middle here. And then as the farmer villager harvests, he'll share the crop with the other villager and they'll mate. And then the inside here is lined with glass, so the adult villagers can't pass down. But with trapdoors down here like this, the baby villagers will see it as another block and occasionally pass under it and fall into a water stream. And then what I'm going to do is have all this converge into the center here and then take it to a water elevator so that as they become adults, they'll drop down to a point where I can pick them up with a rail cart for our iron farms and for anything else that we want to use villagers for. You know, probably a villager trading post at some point down the road. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit more progress, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so I'm pretty much at a standstill. I am out of glass. So I'm ready to plant crops, and I'll just show you the water flow down here. It's just a basic channel down the middle, and the babies are going to travel down to the end here, and then once they grow up, they'll start suffocating, and they'll head up this water elevator here like I am. And then when they get to the top here, I'll extend this a little bit further with some glass, bring them over a few blocks, drop them right here, and we'll be set up to take them off with mine carts to whatever project we need. But for now, I need to get more glass, so I'm going to make myself a nice diamond shovel, head off to the desert, and then I will bring you back later on. So I'm over here minding my own business and making my shovel. It's a pretty good shovel. And then I kind of glance up and I have no idea what happened here. I don't remember a creeper or anything like that, but I swear that ceiling was there last time we were in here. Oh well, I will have to get that fixed. But anyway, pretty good shovel. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4, fortune 3, and then I threw mending on there with a book. So we're ready to go. I'm going to fix this ceiling and then head off to the desert, and then I'll bring you guys back when we are back over at the villager farm. No clue what happened there. Alright guys. Alright, so this farm is pretty much done. At this point, the only thing we need to do is get villagers. So as you guys can see, I've got the rest of the glass in place. I've got this lit up. I've got some crops growing. And I've got the water elevator done, so the baby villagers will basically mature down below, and then once they hit adulthood, they'll suffocate, start coming up this water elevator, and then drop right in here. I've got this closed off right now just so they don't get hurt once I've got them in place and we don't have any zombies or anything getting to them. So we'll eventually design a pickup method to get them out of here, but for right now I'm just going to breed them up. So the other thing I did was I've got this dug down and some doors down there. So the way this works is you put a villager down there and that registers as a village, and then the villagers that you have up here see that, and that encourages them to start breeding. So to get this thing going, I actually need 3 villagers. I need to drop one down here, and then a farmer villager and one other in here. And that's the point I'm at this point. I'm going to see if I can get 2 more villagers. I've got the one that we trapped before, and I will try and get a farmer villager and one other. And then once I've got that in place and this thing is started, I will bring you guys back. guys, so we're back, and as you can see, I have some villagers now, and I'm sure a lot of you were watching the previous cut and actually watching the last episode and probably yelling at me or putting something down in the comments because there was a change made in 1.11 that I didn't know about. And the change was that zombie villagers got their own entity, which means they no longer spawn at zombie spawners. So I didn't realize it until I spent about an hour AFKing over at the zombie farm that we made and didn't see anything. So I got online, tried to figure out what was going on, and that's when I found that they had made the change. So in any case, I was a little bit frustrated. I thought, well, that makes the game a lot more challenging in terms of trying to deal with villagers because there's no village in our area here. But after running around in a couple Minecraft nights, I was able to get villagers pretty easily. So it's not that big a deal. And as you can see, I've got... Oh, he's behind the doors right now, but there is a villager down there. And we've got a farmer villager here, another villager over there. And then, as you can see, the breeding has started. And I went ahead and built a loading system here. And I want to give credit to Unarybit because it's not my design, it's his design. I found it online, and I will put a link to his tutorial in the down below. So we're off and running. We've got some breeding happening. I'm going to go ahead and breed these up, and then we'll move on to our next project, which I'm not quite sure at this point. It's either going to be a slime farm or an iron farm. So in the meantime, I'm going to let the villagers breed up, and I'm starting to clear some room at the top for our base, and I'll bring you guys back when I've made some progress. Thanks. Alright everyone, so I've decided on our next set of projects, and I think the next thing we're going to do is build a couple iron golem farms, and so I'm starting to map out distances here. That is where the base is kind of going to be. This is the peninsula, and on the other side of this is where the villager breeding farm is that we just set up, and the witch farm is out that direction. So the plan is that I'm going to build one iron golem farm that's centered around a drop that comes down right here, and it's going to be built up in the air, and then I'm going to mirror it on the other side of the above the villager farm. So it's got to be up in the air quite a bit just so we don't have villages merged. So I'm looking at building somewhere at around 130. So we'll have two double layer farms, and we'll have the ability to add if we need to, but I think two is going to be enough, and so they'll drop down straight down below ground, and then we will funnel the iron golems so that they come up in some kind of a collection room directly below where our base is going to be. So the iron farms are pretty straightforward. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of videos about them, so I'm not going to waste your time by showing you cuts on it. I'm just going to go ahead and build it, and I'll bring you guys back when this first one is complete. Alright guys, so we're back, and I've got this thing full of villagers. All the cells have villagers in, and I've actually seen golem spawning, so it's quite a bit later actually, and I have built two more farms, and they are spawning as well. So unfortunately, I apologize, but I had some issues with my headset. I didn't realize it, and so it was cutting in and out, and when I went back to look at some of the footage, that the audio was so bad that it's not worth using. So I scrapped the footage, and unfortunately it's a lot later, but the good news is that we've got 3 farms done and completed. And let me hop down and I'll just show you. Let's see. Oh, I thought that was gonna be a death there for a second. So let me just hop up in here and I'll show you what we've got going on in terms of let's see where I want to be. I am just gonna pull it up here for right now, and we'll take a look at what we've got collecting so far. So, and I accumulated several deaths for whatever reason on the second farm. I don't know if I was just tired or what, but man, I was struggling, and I must have fallen to my death, I don't know, 3 times maybe. On the fourth one, no problem, but on the third one, no problem, but the second one was just terrible. So basically, we've got an intersection of the 3 waterways right now. We might get lucky and see a golem. There's a golem coming right now. And this is all temporary, so we're going to clean this up, and I've got some other plans for this area. But right now, 3 water channels just dropping into this same lava area, and then it's been quite a bit of time since I first started, so I've got a decent amount of iron going. But the plan is really to build kind of the base around this part and have everything feed in. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to clean this up a little bit and then probably mark out where the slime chunks are. There's a slime chunk down that way somewhere and a slime chunk down that way, and I'm going to have those feed as well. We're up at around 25, so we've got room down below. And I think what we'll do is we'll bring the slimes down in here, have the golems drop down into a central point, and collect everything, and have it all move up via an item elevator to storage up above, yet to be determined. So anyway, I think I'm going to get back up to the farms, tear down all the scaffolding and tracks that I've got up there, and then clean up a few inventory items, and then I'll bring you guys back, and we'll probably be working on the slime farm at that point. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I've got all the scaffolding taken down and all the rails taken down, and I just wanted to bring you guys back because I think this view up here is amazing, especially at night. The terrain is awesome. It's just going to get better as we build things out. But I'm really happy with the design of these farms. You know, it's not my design, but I just like the mix of the clay, the glass towers, the stone brick, and I just think it's a nice color, fits in really well with the landscape. So I'm excited to move on with getting the base going. I'm going to leave the this rail tower here because there may be a future project that requires us to come back up here, and I think it'll be nice to have this in place. So I'm just going to leave it standing here for now, and if we don't get to it or I don't need it, I'll tear it down later on. But I did take the rest of the scaffolding down. I've got to remove the ladders from the supports for the golem farms, and then just finish a few things there. I think on these rings that go around the glass tower, I want to put some kind of lighting in there just to illuminate the glass, you know, like that. Yeah, I think that looks good. So maybe I'll get that done and then bring you guys back later on. So one other thing I wanted to bring you guys back for, and that is how insanely out of control this villager breeder is. Let me get rid of this zombie. Yeah, in fact, let's see. Let me turn down my... let's turn down friendly. Let me just turn this down a little bit. Let's see. And we'll turn this down for right now. Yeah, so check this out. I mean, this thing is... I thought it was... I improved the design a little bit. I put this trench all the way around thinking that, we wouldn't have as many villagers grow up in here, but what's happening is it's producing so many, and some of them are getting stuck, that as more get stuck, it produces more that end up maturing in there. They're still falling through into the water drop to a certain degree, but not nearly as many as are what are maturing in there. So it's out of control. I'm gonna have to do something about it. I'm not exactly sure what the entity count is, but let's see here. Yeah, I don't know, 100 more or less. Let's see what it looks like from over here. Yeah, there's at least probably 100 villagers in there, so I'm gonna have to probably go in and thin that out. I have seen some lag, and I'm gonna guess that it's probably a combination of this and the iron golems at the same time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Well, there's some lag right there. I'm gonna have to open this thing up, but I just wanted to show you guys this. It's kind of crazy, and when the volume's up, it's just nuts. So we'll be back later on. Alright guys, so I finished the cleanup on the drop towers for the iron golem farms. I added lights, redstone lamps around each band. I took down the ladders, don't need those anymore, and I just replaced a few missing blocks. And then I finished off the bases just to clean everything up. So I'm really happy with the look and they're producing, and that's about it for this episode, guys. So if you liked the episode, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Next episode, I think we will be doing a couple slime farms, so look forward to that in the next couple days. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.